Okay, folks, this is a boat explosion and fire that occurred out at Lake Mead Marina in Nevada near Las Vegas yesterday afternoon. I happened to be in the adjacent building when we heard a loud explosion and felt the building shake. Instantly, over the radio, they start saying boat fire, explosion at the fuel dock. Walked outside to this, and as you can see here, first off, two boaters on board. Both of them were treated for injuries, taken to the hospital. As of now, I believe they're both in fair condition. Some smoke inhalation to the emergency people there as well. I think they're going to be okay as well. But as what happened here is as they were pushing the boat off of the dock is when the explosion occurred. And as you zoom in on the video, you can see although there's emergency boats right on the scene, thankfully they were right there in the area when this happened. There's one guy in the back of the boat still sitting there as the boat's fully engulfed and appears to be in shock. Hears some screaming, but they are right there working to get him off. On the video there, you can see eventually he does jump in the water. They get him a life preserver, and then later you see that he is pulled around behind the burning boat. They get him onto the dock and then start giving him some medical care. For a moment there, mistakenly in the panic, some of the guys on the dock there started pulling the boat towards the fuel dock, probably in an effort to rescue the guy on board. But what a disaster that could have been if the entire fuel dock went up. So the guy in the patrol boat started yelling at him, push it off, and they were able to get it moved away at least far enough to where it wouldn't catch the dock on fire. So they are still investigating, but I've been a boater my entire adult life, and I believe what they're going to find is the following. Most boaters know you have a blower in your bilge down there, which should always be on before you're starting the boat, but certainly after you're fueling and before you start the boat, because any gas fumes that accumulate, as you're pumping gas in, there are vapors being pushed out of your gas tank. And if those settle in the bottom of the bilge and they get any ignition source whatsoever, this is exactly what happens. Explosion, fire, usually death, the whole thing. So the other issue that could have happened, a lot of unprofessional boat mechanics or your, weekend warriors will sometimes change out a boat starter with an automobile starter. And that is a big no-no. If you look at an automobile starter at night, as you start it, it lights up like a Christmas tree. Sparks everywhere, and of course that would be a disaster if there are gas vapors in the area. So that could also be a possibility. I have to follow up on this and see what they find, but tragic. Thankfully, nobody died, but hopefully you might learn something from watching this and realize just how quickly things can go bad. So be safe.